The story of the Liao family and the King of Hell. At that time, there was the Liu family. For unknown reasons, people in the family often died prematurely. The soldiers always kept an eye on this family. Whenever they saw anyone over 30 years old, they immediately arrested them. Those who are lucky enough to be left will only have 40 before their deadline expires. Therefore, those who were born into the Liu family often told each other that when they were 30 years old, they should give up and buy a wooden box early, otherwise it would be a struggle. That day, there was also an old man named La who lived to be more than 300 years old. Even though he is old, he is still in good health. Every day he still sits on the beach and fishes. But the old man rarely spoke and did not like to interact with anyone. At that time, there was a person in the Liu family. Seeing his whole family suffer such a fate, he was very angry. So he decided to sue the King of Hell. Not long after, when he was 31 years old, it was his turn to have the King of Hell's soldiers knock on his door. He asked them to let him relax a little, but the soldiers rushed in and dragged him away. He only had one sentence left for his son: put some paper in his coffin and burn some money for himself. Then he stopped breathing. When he got to the underworld, he asked to see the King of Hell, but the demons wouldn't let him. Having pen and paper ready, he wrote a petition and then, having money, he bribed the demons to deliver the petition to the King of Hell. Sure enough, not long after, the King of Hell sent demons to summon him to the palace. Meeting the King of Hell, he clearly explained the suffering of his family. Then he said, "Your Majesty, why are you so unfair? Some people only live 30 years like us. On the contrary, there are people like the old man named La, who is 300 years old and still lives indifferently." When King of Hell heard about it, he was stunned, not expecting the mandarins under his command to work so carelessly. But the king was also not happy because someone came to dig up dirt right in front of him. The king made an angry face and said, "How could anyone miss a book like that? You're just talking nonsense. If you find enough evidence, I will pardon your entire family. Otherwise, don't blame me for throwing my hands up." It is said that Liu was very happy but also very worried, because he did not know how to pry open the mouth of that secretive old man named La so that he could speak for himself. When he brought the devil to the place where the old man sat fishing, he suddenly thought of a way, so he told the devil to hide behind a rock, then alone walked up to the old man, clasped his hands in greeting and asked, "Sir, my son, I heard that during my grandfather's life, I found a rock floating on the water's surface. That rock especially had many holes, lots of moss, many colors, fish always gathered around, and there were a lot of fish caught. Thanks to that, from my grandfather's generation to my father's generation, I had food and wealth. Now in my life I don't understand why I don't see that stone anymore. I searched backwards and forwards but still couldn't find it. So he often sat here fishing and saw that rock float away, so he told me to help him find something to eat." Old man La saw someone talking strangely and turned around and scolded him, "This guy is just talking nonsense. For 300 years, he has been fishing here and has never seen a single floating rock. Well, go away, let him do the work." The Liu family only needed so much, so he quickly said goodbye and returned with the ghost. The King of Hell was tongue-tied, because the evidence was clear. From then on, the Liu family was no longer haunted by demons, so they were less likely to die prematurely than before. Thank you for joining us for today's fairy tale. We hope these stories bring joy and meaning to your day. If you love our channel, please hit the subscribe button so you won't miss any exciting tales. Wishing you a good night and sweet dreams. See you in the next story.